Hi, this is Tanya, and I wanted to do a little kind of virtual gather. I usually do gathers in person every month, and this is kind of aimed at the lovely people that come to my circles. And I find I'm missing that space, I'm missing that connection, and we don't know when we're going to be in person again with each other. And I am going to create some online stuff via Zoom where we do our virtual gathers and we're all at home and we can kind of all connect with each other. But because of all the turbulence that's been happening, I'm just trying to slow down and be where I am, because there's a lot of feelings kind of coming up with all of this stuff. So I'm not trying to rush anything, and I'm trying to make sure I'm in a calmer, more grounded place to hold the space. But I just wanted to just do a little catch up with everybody today, just to say hi and that I'm here and how are you. And if we can just kind of have this mindful little catch up now, that would be lovely if that resonates for you. So just take a moment now, just kind of sitting wherever you are and just feel what's going on inside of you. So let's start with our breath. So breathing in slowly through our nose and sighing it out. And again. Just keep breathing rhythmically. So we breathe in through our nose, we're filling our tummy up, and then we're sighing it out. During times of fear and anxiety, we may find that we are breathing more shallow in our upper chest, and that's a natural response to kind of being in fear and anxiety. And there is a lot of fear and anxiety to be found if we switch on the news or Facebook or whatever. We kind of can be easily bombarded at the minute. So what can we do for our mental health? What can we do to keep sane? So I would say really honour where you are with your feelings. So I, like you, all having lots of different feelings on any given day. Really, there was deep sadness for a while, just a really deep sense of sadness, and I could really feel my heart just feeling incredibly weighed down with all the grief that's happening in the world. There's been a real kind of sense of disbelief as well. Anger has been arising today. And these are all really natural responses to what feels like a very unnatural experience for us all to be going through. So whatever you're going through, whatever's happening for you and whatever is unfolding for you emotionally, just try and be with it rather than, oh, I need to be a certain way, I need to be this. You just need to be where you are. And it's unkind of you to expect yourself to be anything different than whatever is arising. And just remember the tools that we have, the tools that we use in Circle. So we do some breathing. So find a breathing exercise that works for you. It could be the one where we breathe in for 4, we hold for 4, we breathe out slowly for 4, we pause for 4, and then we repeat. You can do that as a 5 circle breathe as well. Or you can just kind of feel the air going in through your nose and coming out through your mouth, and just really tune in to the sensations of it. So our breath can help us to be more present, to be calmer, to breathe from that deeper place rather than from a fearful, anxious place. What else can we do? We can check in with our bodies. How are we physiologically feeling? Where are we carrying tension? So we could start by doing a scan You can start from your head and just closing your eyes and feeling the sensations on the top of your head. And then follow that down through your face, the back of your head, your neck, your shoulders, your chest, your tummy, all the way down, but a lot slower than that. And you'll see where, if any place that you're carrying tension, fear makes us contract. So what we want to do to be kind to ourselves is to try and breathe into those places and help those places to relax. Other tool, EFT, so we can tap, and you might find that you're difficult, you might think I don't quite know what to tap on, but anything really. So when we do tap in, I'll just do a quick reminder of how it is. Karate chop point, either hand. So first of all, we do the setup phrase, even though I feel whatever it is, I accept myself anyway. We repeat that 3 times. And then we just tap through all the points in our body. So top of the head, eyebrow, that point of the eyebrow, outside of the eyebrow, under the eye, under the nose, under the mouth. Find your collarbone, go down, move out to the side, find where it's tender. This point you can either rub it or you can tap it. I like to tap it. And the last point is underneath your arm, where you'll find another tender spot. Tap in that. So just try it on whatever you're feeling, if you're feeling overwhelmed with it. So we'll just do a few moments of it, just to kind of remind you of how it can look and feel, but use your own words when you do it by yourself. So I'm going to do this on fear, because for me, if I switch on the news, this fear kind of arises in me and then it pulls me under. So I'm not switching on the news very much. Well, I just use mine online, but I'm being mindful of when I do that. But I'm also mindful that I want to be aware of what's going on in the world, and to work on whatever is arising in me. So if you repeat after me. So even though I feel full of fear because of this virus, I accept myself anyway. Even though I feel full of fear because of what might happen, I love myself anyway. Even though I feel terrified about what could happen to me and my loved ones, I love myself anyway. It's overwhelming. All these people are dying. It's heading here. The amount of cases are rising. I'm terrified. I'm terrified of something happening to me and to my loved ones. And I feel completely powerless. I feel completely terrified and completely powerless. This anxiety is pulling me under. I feel like I can't breathe when I think about it. I'm so scared. I allow myself these feelings. I'm scared. I feel powerless. I remember to breathe. I am not alone with these feelings. And all of this fear lives in the future, not in the present. I have no idea what will happen in the future. But I can take each day and mindfully be present. I can do that for myself. Even though I feel terrified, I choose to be present today. Even though I feel terrified about what could happen, today I am safe. Even though I'm full of fear, I accept myself anyway. I'm terrified of what could happen. I choose to be present. I'm worrying about everybody. And worry won't change anything. I feel all these different emotions. And underneath it is fear. I honour this fear. And right now, I am safe. The only power I have is my headspace and how I nourish it. I take time to give myself what I need when I can. And even though I am not the best version of myself, that's okay. I am okay where I am. I'm doing the best that I can. So that's just a little reminder of how we can tap. Don't get too hung up about doing it right or doing it wrong. Just set up phrase 3 times if you can remember that, and just have a conversation. Just tap 3 points, have a conversation, and then if you can keep doing that and at some point start dropping in some of the positive stuff. EFT is amazing because it gives us that headspace to allow whatever's going on to come out. We forgive ourselves, we accept ourselves, which in itself is very healing. We're also tapping on energy points, so we're helping whatever's stored emotionally to be released through our energy points. And yeah, so we say do it on anything. There's plenty of material arising for most of us now. What I would also add is our thoughts and being mindful of our thoughts. So if you're thinking a particular thought, you can ask yourself, does this thought nourish me, or does this thought kind of pull me under? And the stuff that doesn't nourish you, you know, the thoughts of the fear and anxiety, you know, you can be with them. You can work on them with EFT. You can allow them to visit, but don't allow them to move in. So what do I mean by that is our headspace is everything. So we have this filter on the world, and we can either kind of go, yep, I'm feeling really terrified. Most of this fear is living in the future of what might happen. How am I right now? What can I do for myself right in this moment? I'm safe. Okay, I can be grateful. So shifting your mindset to gratitude has a really beautiful vibration. Gratitude is kind of the opposite of the vibration of fear, really. It's a very loving place to be in. So even if all we can do is kind of get up, maybe get dressed, have some food, do the best we can with our loved ones, then, you know, we're kind of winning, really, because any other expectations of how we need to be and how much exercise we need to be doing and what we should be learning online with all this apparent free time, which obviously doesn't exist. It's free time if you're looking after people because they're in the house with you. You know, we can just cut ourselves some slack and we can be grateful for what we have. I'm here, I'm breathing, how wonderful, I'm healthy, my family are healthy, there's beauty, there are bees in the garden, that's an amazing thing, nature is blossoming all around me and it's absolutely beautiful, we've had sunshine, how wonderful that is. Whatever we can find to lift our vibration is really important, and just being mindful of our thoughts. All of our stuff's going to be being pushed, all our buttons are being pushed more and more, so anxiety and fear is going to be arising. That can make us behave with anger, we can distance ourselves, we can close down, we can become oversensitive and take things personally that other people are doing. You know, generally we're not our best selves when there's a lot of fear and anxiety around. And what can we do? We can just cut ourselves some slack. And, you know, we're being surrounded, a lot of us, we're either going to be on our own, which is incredibly incredibly hard sometimes, or we are with our people and we can't escape from them. And there's this great spiritual kind of saying, it's wherever you go, there you are. And it's never true, really. We're here, they're here, we're all going to get under each other's feet. And, you know, we may not be kind at times, and they may not be kind at times, and that's okay. We're just human beings doing the best we can in kind of quite challenging circumstances. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not sure what that was, but it was kind of really just a little gather. I just wanted to share some of my thoughts, and I wanted to say that I miss you all, and I hope that you are doing whatever you can to nourish your mental health. I'm just going to pull out a couple of cards as well, because I put my cards here. This is from our Wisdom Oracle deck. So you know that we normally have a card each if we come and sit in circle. So let's just see, I'll pull one out for our circle, so relevant for anybody here. Okay, so this is a tough card. This is the Orphaned card. So I'm just going to read it out. It's not the cheeriest card. Thank you, universe. Okay. So what are some of the meanings for this card? A sense of loss, an identity crisis, recognising that you don't fit in, the need to belong, uncertainty. So the Oracle's message, we're all meant to have a connection with other people within our families, society and the larger culture. No man is an island, and it's important to recognise when being a part of, rather than separate from, is essential to your well-being. The issue at hand is your need to find where you fit, be true to your core truths and values. Perhaps you no longer identify with a group or community the way you did before and need to find a new situation. You might be feeling a deep sense of loss or confusion. Address the need for belonging and know that you will find your place of others of like mind and spirit. It's okay to let go of the pressure to fit in. Not everyone will understand you. So it's also about kind of shifting and growing, and that's actually a really apt card because there is a great sense of loss. There's a loss of freedom, a loss of purpose for many of us who are used to being and doing, a loss of seeing the people that we love. So that sadness, and I think that's what I really felt for about a week ago, very, very strongly. Just felt really pulled under, and I cried a lot. So if you are in that place and you do feel yourself feeling emotional, some people might not want to hear how you're feeling, and that's okay. So within my circle, I have people who, like to look on the positive side. And so for them, they might find it hard if they message me and ask how I'm doing, and I say, I'm actually really struggling, I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I feel really sad. And they might not know how to respond in a way that is good for me. So they might just say, it's okay, everything's going to be okay, don't worry about it. That doesn't work for me, but I respect that that's where they are at. Other people might kind of go to a place of humour, and they might send lots of funny things, and that can be welcome, and it can also be hard if you're having a hard time. So there is loss, and there is kind of that sense of we're all in a real pressure cooker environment here. So be with the loss as it arises and those feelings. And I'm going to just do a goddess card from this deck. Okay, so choosing one for our virtual little circle. We have three. Lucky us. Okay. So we have Gaia, Earth, which is beautiful. Branwen, forgiveness. And Estia, which is about the home. So, okay, I'm not going to read all of this out into detail, but Gaia is very interesting. So Gaia is the earth. And this is about being grounded, slowing down, remaining present in your body. She says, perhaps you spent too much time in your head lately and have not taken good care of yourself. Get into a rhythm, make sure you get enough sleep, Commit to spending more time in nature and eat sustainably with conscious awareness. Gaia, the earth, mother of all life, invites you to pay attention for your body, for you are a creature of the earth as well as spirit. You are a part of this living earth, which is the foundation for all life that has physical form. What form does your life take? This is a perfect time to take a closer look to ensure you're happy with it. You're also asked to examine the foundation of what you're building now. Does it feel solid and stable? Now is the time to focus on stability and security, ensuring you move forward in a grounded way. So, yeah, there's a lot of earth energy, a lot of need to be grounded at this time. When we feel very ungrounded, we feel really pulled into our heads with our thoughts and our fears. But the more we can kind of be in nature, just even standing on some grass barefoot, trying to connect with that energy can be very grounding. Who else have we got? Branwen, forgiveness. So yeah, I think actually I'm not sure I even really need to read that but I will. So she says, sometimes life invites us into conditions that challenge us to the core. So she asks us to set yourself free from the seeds of resentment that will choke the life out of your dreams. We are wounded by others and weave stories about our hurts and losses that live on in our hearts and mind. We come to distrust the potential of love and connection. No matter what your story or when it began, forgiveness is the key to freedom here. Forgiveness allows for mending and repair, opening the heart to give and receive. If you need to forgive yourself or others, now is the time to do it. Keep your heart open and you can begin again. Only beauty, freedom and treasures are found in the spirit of forgiveness. Yeah, so stuff is going to be arising. How can we be kind to ourselves and how can we let some stuff go? And then forgiving people isn't about forgiving the action or the deed. Sometimes it's just about forgiving the person and granting them that grace. And if you're not in that place, that's okay. You know, you are where you are. And the one about home, let me just read this one quickly. So being at home in your own skin is what the Greek goddess of hearth, Hestia, offers you today. When you're in alignment with your truest self, it's like everything you do suddenly fits and feels right. Now is the time to also look into your domestic environment, making sure you're surrounded by beautiful things that have positive meaning. Cleaning, tending house and taking care of simple things are what is called for now. Chop wood, carry water, as a Zen proverb says. The answer to the big questions comes of their own accord when you're focused on the small tasks. The goddess Hestia reminds you that you are at home in yourself, you are at home in the world. Yeah, so we're spending a lot of time at home, and it's spring, so we can do what needs to be done. And I love that phrase. It's been coming to me a lot recently, chop wood, carry water, and that kind of comes to me when there's nothing else I can do. I just have to tend to the here and now and to do the practical stuff. So yeah, let's just chop wood and carry water and work on our inner stuff while we can, because we have this golden opportunity now to meet all these fears, all of these things that trigger us, all our wounds. We can just kind of be with what's arising and do a bit of inner work. There's loads of amazing spiritual talks and books and meditations out there. So if that does resonate with you, then if you can take some time for yourself, maybe not each day, but every few days, just to be present, check in with yourself, feel whatsoever's arising, then hopefully you'll be able to move through this. Okay, and now my little boy has just come. Oh, and that's who's just here now. Thank you. Apparently my lunch is ready, so that's my time to regroup back with my loved ones. So I'm sending you love, and I hope we can connect soon. Thank you.